Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. We are going to get ourselves introduced to the basics of PHP, and I believe this is an important topic for anyone interested in web development. Alright, before we get deeper, let's get to see the overview of what we are supposed to cover in this particular video. Alright, so we are supposed to know what PHP is, why it is used, how it works under the hood, and also tell if there will be a project at the end of this step-by-step guide. Then we close curtains on this particular session whilst we prepare for the next video or the next content. All right, good. Having that said, let's see what PHP is all about. So we are saying that PHP stands for Hypertext Preprocessor. Right, so you can clearly tell that the full meaning here is not really in line with what the abbreviation, but that is how the creators of the language decided to name it. So it has become the convention. Okay, so we just have to accept it as it is. Again, we are saying that it is a server-side scripting language. What does that mean? It means that it runs on the server. Okay, it runs on the server and not on a client's browser. So if we would cite a favorite example, let's say that JavaScript, as we know, is for making website interactive. Okay, manipulating what? The DOM. Okay, so any code that is written in JavaScript, intended to make the website dynamic, can be seen easily, all right, by any technical person at all. It can be seen easily. Okay, but for the PHP scripting language, we are saying that it is not visible in the client's browser. The logics that are in there, that are actually powering the web application or website, it is not visible to the client. All right, again, it is used to create dynamic websites and web application. What do we mean by dynamic website and web applications? Okay, so let's say that you have this particular website, okay, and you go there, you see this information, the same information over and over again. Practically anytime that you visit the site, it is the same information that you see. Okay, that way we can term that particular site to be a static website. The content on the site doesn't really change. But if it is dynamic, it means that time to time you go there, you see new updates, new content out there. So we can regard that type of website as to be a dynamic website or a web application. So in order to create such kind of application, we can do that with the help of the PHP scripting language. All right, let's continue. Now, why is it used in the first place? So we are saying that it is one of the most popular programming languages for web development because, one, it is easy to learn. It has loads and loads of features that makes it perfect for building dynamic websites. Again, for example, it allows you to create forms, okay, work with databases, and generate content dynamically for your websites or web applications. So those are few use cases of the PHP scripting language. Let's get going. Now let's see some interesting web applications that were built using the PHP scripting language. So we are saying that Facebook, the world known social network ever, was originally developed using the PHP scripting language. Again, one of the most popular content management system, that is WordPress, was also built using this PHP programming language. Yahoo, which is kind of a search engine, was also built based on the PHP scripting or programming language. Part of Wikipedia also uses PHP functionality to power its pages. Okay, yes. So these are popular words, some popular applications that uses PHP to power its functionalities. So what does it tell you? It means that when you dedicate your time to learn PHP, it is not a time wasted at all. You can actually put the skills to a good use by creating amazing content, okay, or amazing what applications, right? Okay, now let's get going. So let's try to have a little bit of understanding of how this PHP scripting language actually works. So a user would request a page that is actually built with what PHP. Then the server runs the PHP code and generates what an HTML file or an HTML that is then returned or sent back to the user's browser or the client. This means that the user never gets to see the PHP code, but only the HTML result. All right. So why does it happen like that? Now, the PHP code normally contains business logic. What are business logics? Those step-by-step instructions that needs to what have the web application or the website running in order to meet business requirement, are normally what we term as what the business logic. Okay, and if a third party who is not having a good intention gets access to what these codes or these business logics, it might cost what the company or the web application. And so therefore the language is crafted or designed in such a way that it processes everything, all the business logics it needs on the server. Because the server is not easily accessed, it processes whatever it needs to process on the server and now converts everything back into HTML, which will then be returned to the client for him or her, or for what for view sake. Okay, yes. The result is now returned in a format of what HTML for the client to receive. So that is how basically PHP works under the hood. Now the next diagram would kind of solidify our understanding on how the language actually works. Okay, so we are saying that this is a browser, so this is a client, okay, and this is our imaginary server, Apache server. So there will be a request coming from the client or the browser that hits the server, and then we are saying that okay, this request is actually looking for this file called hello world.php. Okay, so now that the file is found, it processes it. Okay, so in the course of the processing, it determines whether to connect to a database to retrieve some information from there or not. Okay, then whatever that goes on here would now be what processed again and now sent to an HTML file, which is now sent back to what the client or the browser for view. Okay, so this entire process is normally what we regard as what, or we term as request response cycle. So it is kind of what cyclical. There'll be a request coming in which will be processed, now converted into an HTML file, which is now sent back to the browser, and it continues like that. It continues like the process continues like that. So that is basically how the language is working under the hood. Okay, I believe I've made sense. Now there'll be a simple project at the end of this step-by-step guide. So we will try to put our skills to test by building a simple login and registration system. And yes, we will try to put our skills to test. Okay, so I believe it will be an interesting project, so just get ready for that. All the knowledge that we are going to gather in this step-by-step guide, we'll try to put them to test to ascertain whether we've actually understood whatever that went on. All right, now what is the takeaway? We are saying that PHP is a server-side scripting language that is widely used for web development. So most website or web applications out there uses PHP as the backend language. If I'm not mistaken, I can say that 80 to 90% of the website or web applications out there are powered by PHP. All right. And so therefore we are saying that it is easy to learn, has a lot of features, and allow you to create dynamic website and web application. It is therefore worth learning, and that is exactly what we are going to look at in the step-by-step guide. With a lot of excitement, let's learn something new. And I believe that this video has helped you a lot to understand what PHP is, why it is used and how it works, and some few other information that came with it. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments below. Support the channel by liking the video and also subscribing to the channel. Get updated whenever we drop a new content. See you in the next one. Until then, peace.